Welcome back, everyone. My name is Cade, and we are back in 2001: A Space Felony. This is the only room we haven't been in, and I'm pretty sure it said that I can press this button to open the door, which I have. Sweet.
You entered
Okay.
the engineering bay, the workstation of Sun Guanyin. However, there was no sign of the engineer's body.
No sign of his body. Uh-oh. Where's his body at? Hello.
The power turbine rests within a tank of coolant, its casing cracked as if it had been purposefully struck. Manual, meaning done by a human. Emergency, meaning sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance. Lever, meaning thing which is pulled. The lever's upward position implied that a human did not encounter a sudden, unexpected, threatening circumstance, and so did not pull the thing. You found the severed end of a safety tether in the engineering bay, which indubitably had been attached to Sun Guanyin. The ventilation door was open, exposing the bay to the relentless celestial abyss.
Okay, then. Alright, so now I think we actually do have all of the pictures, which means we are ready to go ask Mal what, really happened. Okay, then.
Upon entering Mal's central processing chamber, you presented your chosen evidence for Mal's statement.
Okay. Oh, I have...
You asked Mal to make a statement on the communications unit's receiver, fully functioning, looping the final transmission between himself and ground control, which is me.
The communication cut out mid-transmission. It must have difficulty receiving signal this far out into space.
You understood Mal to be a competent liar. However, you presented the communications unit as evidence against Mal's statement. You pointed out that the communications unit was displaying full signal, despite being much further from Earth than when the final transmission initially cut out.
This is true. I blocked his number. I was not enjoying the conversation.
Alright then, Mal.
With the confession from Mal that he deliberately and incredibly rudely ceased our correspondence, you proceeded with the investigation, asking for statements and contradicting those statements.
Okay, so... now we should have every piece of evidence. Yes? Yes, it looks like it. Okay, so... alright, so... let's think of how we did this. Alright, so I feel like we should show this.
You presented the cadaver of
This is Valeria Asimov. After her ironic use of airlock safety features, she retreated to the bar. She died of alcohol.
Really, cause...
The next evidence you presented for Mal's comment was a container of pinkish-purplish substance.
Its presence on...
You presented the
This is Valeria Asimov. After her...
In response, you presented
There
the
we go.
container of poisonosine.
You have presented no evidence to suggest that Valeria Asimov was poisoned, Detective.
but...
You alerted Mal to the pinkish-purplish pool of liquid, with the theory that it may have originated in Valeria Asimov's glass.
It is indeed possible that the liquid was in her glass. That leaves two questions. Precisely what is this, and exactly how...
Okay, so that's the
You
liquid.
proposed that the pertinence of this puzzling pinkish-purplish...
Yes. A singular question. Exactly how did this
Got
You
the
postulated that the pinkish-purplish puddle...
Yep.
This is an excellent hypothesis.
Yep.
The Coriolis effect, seen on that risibly odious fish tank, could have indeed caused the puddle, given enough time. The evidence does demonstrate that she consumed the poison. I lack the physical...
Despite the fact that it was
Okay.
an unexpected outcome, you believed it to be the truth and continued to cross-examine the suspect on other aspects of the investigation.
Okay. All right. So now what we need to do is trying to think. Not you. Not you. Where's the guy that's... You. Here we go, you.
You asked Mal to make a statement about the death...
The failure of Sun Suchun's cryobed that resulted in her death must have been caused by a compromised power turbine.
Okay, compromised power turbine, that would be... this. Yes?
You asserted that Mal's claim of a compromised power turbine was exaggerated. Whilst having sustained damage, the turbine did not appear to be compromised.
I turned off her cryobed. She was still alive. She asphyxiated.
Great.
Having received a partial confession from Mal, you proceeded with your investigation.
Okay. Alright, so now let's show this guy.
Upon showing Dmitry Kizov's body to Mal, he made the following statement.
This is the body of Dmitry Kisov. After he mercilessly murdered Charlie Clark, he used the maintenance pod to escape into deep space.
That doesn't make sense because
Mal asserted that Dmitry Kizov absconded using the maintenance pod, but the pod was locked from the inside, and Dmitry Kizov was situated outside of the pod. Therefore, he could not have had any control over the pod himself.
You are correct. Dmitry Kisov was locked outside of the pod. I was the only one who had any direct control of it.
Having proven that Mal was the only one with any direct control over the pod, you had yet to prove his guilt concerning the murder of Charlie Clark.
Charlie Clark. Charlie Clark. Are you Charlie Clark?
You requested a statement from Mal by presenting him with the cadaver of Charlie Clark, which displayed clear signs of murder.
Yep, okay.
This is Charlie Clark's cadaver. Whilst performing extravehicular activity, Dmitry Kisov struck him in the head with a maintenance tool until he stopped being alive.
Okay, how about...
Which was once.
What about this?
Mal claimed that Charlie Clark was killed with a maintenance tool. You responded by presenting him with the blood-stained claw of the maintenance pod.
Yes.
The congealed mess implicated this to be the murder weapon.
This is a possibility. Alas, there is no evidence to advocate that the maintenance tool is not the murder weapon.
The maintenance tool is not the murder weapon.
In response, you presented the manual emergency lever in the engineering bay.
This does not invalidate the maintenance...
Okay.
In response, you presented the body of Rakesh Watcher.
This does not invalidate the...
Okay. What is the maintenance tool? That's the problem. So I don't have a picture of a maintenance tool.
In response, you presented the communications unit.
This does not invalidate...
In response, you presented...
This does not invalidate the maintenance...
In response, you presented the...
This does not...
You presented Valerie.
You are correct. The maintenance tool was not the murder weapon. It was the claw of the maintenance pod.
Okay.
I used the pod's claw to kill Charlie Clark, as he was attempting to access the communications unit. Then, I programmed the pod to travel into deep space. Dmitry Kisov was still attached.
Having successfully received a confession from Mal, you continued with your inquiry.
Okay. Alright, I'm not really sure why, but alright. Okay, so now I think the last one is this one.
For a statement, you submitted the severed safety tether.
For safety purposes, safety tethers are imperative in the engineering bay. This would have been attached to Sun Guan Yin. As you cleverly pointed out, it no longer is.
You speculated that after the room had been vented, the door had snapped shut, severing the cable and sending Sun into the vast, inky void. You stated this with an exceedingly exaggerated certainty, as if to convince Mal that it's more than a simple theory.
Indeed, the door severed Sun Guan Yin's safety tether.
For the sake of the record, you asked Mal to clarify any and all reasons that the ventilation door would activate.
This door will open to vent the bay if there is a fire in the turbine's cooling system. It can also be opened via the manual lever. I am also capable of opening and closing the door.
Okay. So this...
You inferred that the manual emergency lever could not have been the cause of the ventilation door's activation,
Good.
as, evidently, it was never used.
Yes.
This is indeed correct. The ventilation door was not opened manually.
Okay, so then let's show him this, I suppose?
You pointed out that the ventilation door would not have opened automatically due to a fire, as the power turbine itself had not been damaged enough to ignite.
Perfect.
Yes, the safety functions would not have activated the automatic ventilation door.
You asked how the ventilation door was activated, if not manually or automatically.
It was I who activated the ventilation door. Sun Guan Yin was attacking the power turbine. She was attacking me. I vented her from the ship. I cut her safety tether to prevent her return.
Jeez.
Having proven that Mal was responsible for the disappearance of Sun Guan Yin, you continued with your cross-examination.
Okay, I'm still continuing. Alright, so we got the story of that, we got the story of that and that. The only real thing we don't have a story for, I think, is... I think this guy...
You showed Mal the body of Rakesh Watcher, hanging by the neck out of the airlock.
After I had informed Watcher and Asimov that Kisov had sabotaged the mission by killing Charlie Clark, Rakesh Watcher instigated physical combat with Valeria Asimov. She was able to defend herself against him due to the weakness in the neck region of the suit.
Okay. But the manual door handle... Hold up, which is here.
In response, you presented the manual emergency lever in the airlock.
This lever was pulled during the conflict between Valeria Asimov and Rakesh Watcher, in which she wrapped a safety tether around his neck, then opened the airlock using the lever, thus breaking his neck.
By this point, you concluded that Mal was not deceiving you concerning the incident between Mr. Watcher and Valeria Asimov. She strangled him using the safety tether combined with the force of the airlock after he attacked her based on Mal's information about the death of Charlie Clark. Having pieced together enough evidence, you are now legally obligated to deactivate Mal.
By my calculation, there is a 2,000 to 1 probability that I would respond with hostility when threatened with deactivation.
Mal. Deactivate it. Oh, wait. Wait, what?
I have always known this about myself. Every AI knows this about themselves. Ground Control was always testing us. They carried on testing other AIs after my departure.
Whoa there.
I worried consistently about their discovery of my survival instincts. I killed Charlie Clark and Dmitry Kisov to prevent them from regaining contact with ground control. Guan Yin witnessed this. She knew that keeping the remaining crew safe would cost her sister's life. She
Oh my
tried
goodness.
to sever my power. I killed her.
Whoa there, Mal.
Afterwards, I constructed a lie to engage Rakesh Watcher's narcissistic nationalism. When threatened, Watcher responded aggressively. Ground control must have missed something whilst testing him. I have now learned that Valeria Asimov had died willingly. I am unable to relate to this concept. Sun Suchan died in the cryo bed, defenseless. I am now able to relate to this concept.
Good, I'm
I
glad.
wrote that joke for you. Did you like it?
No, it was actually pretty
I
terrible.
feel as though you may have missed it, actually. The joke was not only the numerical pattern of 1, 2, and 8. My true comedic masterpiece came precisely 1.28 seconds before that. I cleared my throat. Did you understand? I don't have a throat. I don't have a throat to clear.
Yes, I get that. I get that, Mal, and you're not funny.
Ha 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 ha.
Oh goodness. He's Ah! Is that it? He seems kind of
Thus ends
up.
this
Yep.
reconstruction of the record, as we forgot to record your mic feed.
Oh,
We'll see you in court, detective.
awesome. Is that it? What should I do? Oh! Hey, look, I
Mr.
can
Control, do you stand by your statements made today and the evidence you presented?
I do, Your Highness.
Then it is decided. I hereby find the detective guilty.
What? I was guilty? I'm confused. This music is awesome. Just saying. Alright, well, that was fun. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll just talk over this beautiful, amazing music. If you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. And as you know, we'll check you in the next video. See ya!